So, welcome to the new episode of Voice of Web3 powered by CoinGape, where we deep in the world of GameFi. And I would like to introduce you the leading voice of blockchain gaming and Web3, Mikheil Didebulidze, co-founder and CEO of Arena Games. Also, Mikheil has been at the forefront of shaping the future of Web3 gaming, and I think that in this conversation we will explore Arena Games' journey for next year, so maybe for future next years, and of course the current state of GameFi, like the future holds for both players, investors, and how the industry is growing. So nice to meet you. Thank you for joining us. Always happy to see you and happy to catch up with you.
Thank you for inviting. I'm like big fan of what you are doing, guys. So I hope that we will have an interesting conversation today.
Yes, so let's start from like short like intro. Maybe you can tell for those who don't know, but I'm pretty sure everyone knows Arena Games, but maybe like a short vision of Arena Games.
Yeah,
For those who
really, yeah, you're really kind. Yeah, at the moment, yeah, I believe that in the Web3 space, a lot of people know about us because we've been in the space since 2021. So the idea, like behind the Arena Games, came to our mind, like in the last bull run in 2000 when it started in 2020, because we saw the opportunity for our game development company to move their games to the Web3, like, integrating the NFTs and leveraging the new growing number of the community. Starting from our background, we've been also in the crypto space since 2017, did a lot of, let's say, the experiments in the space, in the blockchain field. So at that moment in 2021, we have combined the teams, like both from the blockchain development and game development, and start building the Arena Games, that is the SDK-based platform, transforming the traditional games and distributing to the blockchain. And we saw the niche and the need, so we believe that with our SDK solution, we are solving big pains for the, let's say, for the game developers. And that's why, I believe that the value proposition that we are having here, I believe that it's not like only stick to some runs, like some stages, like whether it is bull run or bear market. We believe that what we are offering to the space has a long-lasting value.
Yeah, so as you see, our guest, that Arena Games has come a long way. And can you share your milestones or your future plans, like how you gonna achieve your future goals?
Yeah, sure. Like, when we start talking about the future, we are like just also like we need to understand from where we're coming. So to build a venture, to build a company, it takes like, years. And we believe that the steps that we have taken in the past will also, accelerate our growth in the future. So we started with the incubation with the blockchain center. Then we did the acceleration with the very, let's say, famous accelerator 500 global VC. And then we came out with the MVP and start like, finding our product market fit and doing a lot of experiments. So for the moment, our product is out, and we are like targeting also to go to the market with the token to the exchanges in Q1. And after that, there will be a type of growth stage. Currently, we have around 50 games integrated on the platform, but we target more than, like, we will want to reach 1,000 games, and we want to cover all the regions. Currently, we're concentrated on the Central Asia, CIS, Eastern Europe countries. But as a proof of concept, let's say, we worked with the studios from this region, and we will be expanding the, let's say, our coverage in 2025.
Yes, you named that you integrated already 50 games. What about these games? What is the type of the games?
Yeah, there are different types. Currently, our SDK fully supports the Unity engine and also web browser
Mhm.
games. But there are like some games on our platform that are like from Unreal Engine 5 or PC games. In that case, we do like type of soft integration, activating the marketplace, eShop, and token generator if they need that. So we have like two concepts. One is like full integration when the games need like to build all the Web3 tools. Sometimes they already have partially built their tools and they need to add some, instruments. And in that case, like we do the soft integration. So there are like all type of games, and I believe it's like all type of interests are covered there for the players.
And you are located in Georgia, so what is this going right now? What do you do for your country in terms of Web3 or GameFi?
Yeah, well, we are like located in Georgia. My background in general is like economist in the energy field. I got exposed to the Bitcoin in 2017. We built the industrial mining facility in Georgia, and then we start growing the team here. And in this, like let's say, then we applied also for the Estonian license. We did like some change, exited from that business. So meaning that we've been advocating and promoting the in general the Web3 and crypto since 2017 here in Georgia. I believe even though it's a small country, we've been already on the crypto map. So for instance, in 2015, we had here Bitfury, one of the biggest player in the mining. So we were like, in top 3 countries in the world for the mining facilities. And then now we have also the VASP regulation, so virtual asset service provider license, meaning that all the companies they can operate like regularly, and they can open the bank accounts, and like people are exposed to the crypto like very easily. And as let's say active participants of these developments, we've been also organizing the events, hackathons with the famous, let's say, big chains, bringing them to Georgia and exposing these hackathons to the local developers, mixing up with the international teams. And we also started in 2022 the, let's say, the big international conference called the GameFi, that is a combination of DeFi and GameFi. And we try to scout the, let's say, bright minds in the world, bring them to Georgia that can tell the, let's say, the objective information about, give the objective information about the space. We try to limit any promotions from our stages. And we are like building this, let's say, we believe that Georgia has a interesting also geography. It combines like a complex, it's a complex region, but Georgia is a place where this different country representatives are meeting and discussing some business. So yeah, I mean, we are like promoting that even today. In couple of hours, we're starting the hackathon with the local VC and with international judges coming from the Manta blockchain or Tether and other famous companies. And we will be scouting, like there will be around 30 teams, and they will be doing some experiments in the Web3 and GameFi, and something also, some part of developers will be doing something in the AI. And so we're like actively organizing this type of like hackathons, events, and trying to together with also in partnership with the government to come up with some interesting programs. So there are a few programs here in Georgia available, and I believe that this number of the programs and the events will be growing.
Yeah, it looks like you get everything on the trail in Georgia.
Yeah. I mean, Georgia is like small country, so it's quite easy to network with the people, to bring your ideas to someone that can at least listen to that. And I believe that it's Web3 and crypto space in general is like inevitable, and it's hard to close your eyes when you see this type of like giants entering the space. And after the US elections, all the narratives around. So I believe that now many countries will be also activating some programs, will be trying to get exposed to the crypto, and more we can build in this space now, better it is, because it will be like really, if we manage to deploy a lot of valuable projects, the new, let's say, comers to the space, they will have a lot of instruments to use and to bring their projects to the Web3.
Yes, it's really interesting, and I think we get back to this. At the moment, I want to raise adoption topic, like gaming adoption, user acquisition, and it seems to me that some or even more crypto traders and investors are currently distracted by Stalker 2, and we can ignore this topic, and we want to discuss it with the release of this popular game. Do you think we will see games like this integrate blockchain or play to earn mechanism in future? Because I think it's a really good way to do this adoption.
Sure, yeah. I mean, this is like a very, let's say, the bullish news that the very big game is coming to the Web3 space, and we will have also other big names coming, because I know the projects that are about to release their Web3 product, like Web3 integrated product. When we talk about the gaming and GameFi in general, as let's say as the direction for the Web3, I think the use of the Web3 tools is like really, really easy and transparent and to understand in the gaming, because all this stuff related to the NFTs or tokenization and creation of the, let's say, autonomous economy for the games is it is like really practical use case that you are like that you can change the way users interact with the game developers. So there is like mostly on the Web2 how it works, that someone is releasing the product and there is no strong connection or strong, let's say, the vibe of the community that is interacting with the project owners and the let's say the project staff. And here in the Web3, I mean, you have all these instruments like coming from the, for instance, for the digital assets like that we call NFTs, that is like really important component. And to start from like the first steps towards the integration of the Web3, I see it like synchronizing the traditional assets with the NFTs. For instance, we have this tool is called like eShop. So you integrate the eShop in the games, and players interacted with these assets as they used to do that. But whenever they buy or I don't know use these assets, the NFT contract is activating and sending these NFTs to their wallet that is invisible and transparent. So with this type of integrations, I see a lot of games that will be coming out in 2025 with the invisible wallets and with the same user experience that players are familiar with. So I believe that there will be a lot of games that will be both very famous because they are already like, let's say, tested on the Web2, and new games that are built by the reputable, let's say, the famous teams. So I'm very bullish for GameFi in 2025.
Yes, and if we speak about NFT and this adoption, I remember in 2021, Stalker wanted to integrate NFTs mechanism, but it was hated by gamers. And it seems for me that nowadays NFTs are only mentioned in terms of or like close to gaming. So what do you think about NFT? Will it be growing, or is it still is there a chance to be on hype one more time for NFT?
Yeah, sure. So in my opinion, like, this adoption needs time, because it's like, in the beginning, for instance, in 2021 as well, the use of the decentralized wallets, like, let's say the famous ones, was a bit like, the adoption was like quite low for this type of 2.5 users that are used to trade just the tokens. It was hard to, for the UX, it was really hard for them to understand how to navigate, how to pay the gas fees, then how to, I don't know, breed or stake these NFTs and stuff like that. So it took the time. Even now in 2024, like, of course the numbers increased, and it's like increasing like daily. So the products that are coming out and that are simplifying the UX, they are like winning, and they will be winning for sure. And about the use of the NFTs, I mean, I believe that it has a unique value proposition. If we talk about GameFi, this is like, something. For instance, I can give my example that when I was like, playing the Web2 game for 2 years and spend there $1,000, or let's say more, whatever I spend there. Once I decide in the morning that I'm bored of this game and I delete this game, I lost all my investments. Let's say, okay, I was like, just spending for the assets. In this case, you buy them as the assets are NFTs. You can always like, by supporting the game developers in the beginning, because you are the tester and the first adopter of the game, you are getting exposed to the NFTs as like game assets or as loot boxes. And then in the future, as you were like, the one of the first adopting the game, you can even make money on that, or you can send these assets to some friend that can start playing. So it has in the GameFi, it has a really strong use case, and it's like inevitable that this like, let's say, the NFTs in the GameFi, in the games, will be used like in the future. If we are talking about the general hype of the NFTs, of course, it was like when the liquidity was there in 2021. There were like, lack of the products, and there was a lot of capital inflowing and going to the market. So there were like, this type of NFT collections that didn't have any utility, and with some storytelling and stuff like that. And of course, this type of NFTs will have like less interest coming from the investors. But any type of NFTs that can serve as a mean, as an utility, or as a mean of payments, for instance, fractional NFTs also for the fundraising and other things, this will be always like of interest. But the people are getting more informed, and so of course also the builders, they need to come up with the interesting concepts and the utilities, and in that case I think it can be successful.
And have you planned to do some partnership with games like Stalker to do this Web2 acquisition to Web3?
Yeah, we like, for instance, on a weekly or daily basis, I'm talking with the big game publishers. So we have like upcoming, let's say, the releases of the games with the famous names. There are like, the game development companies that but still I cannot name them. But there are like, I can tell that there are 2 Sega IPs with whom we are talking, and we will be bringing to our platform, and also to other game publishers. So yeah, we are like in the constant, let's say, the discussion. We are trying to also find the new ways for them to attract the users there, because some of the games are like, were designed only for the Web2, like with the ads integration and stuff like that. So we're working closely with them to find the new ways of the monetization through the Web3, and eliminating this, like, the ads and the interactions. And we will be releasing also one of the games with the, let's say, with the French publisher. It will happen in December. And beside that, we're like constantly also the good signs are that all these famous Web2 game conferences or gatherings are not, they are like always, there are some Web3 components there now. Even before, like 3 years ago, it was like so hard to get into there. They didn't want to talk to you. They were saying, no, we're like, traditional
Yes.
gamers or game developers. Now if you go to all the, like, if you see the conferences all around the world, you will see for at least 10-15% of Web3 components there. And we are also like very actively working with the one of the conference that is like the dedicated only to the was dedicated before for the Web2 games, and we are actively participating with them in these events and scouting a lot of game developers that want to bring their games. And in 2025, I believe that there will be like hundreds and maybe at least hundreds of interesting games coming to the Web3.
Yes, and back to NFTs and other things that user can make money on this. Do you think the next trends in like 2025 will be AI and Memecoin? And what do you think about GameFi tokens or RWA or DePin projects? Who will be the best for investing in 2025?
Yeah, I mean, already we are now in the stage where the liquidity is going mostly to the memes and the AIs. AI project, when we talk about the real use cases of the, let's say, real projects that are developing AI, in that case, this is like quite interesting, and there is nothing, nothing dangerous in that like, the liquidity is going there. But when we're talking about the memes, memes has like, the positive and negative impact, because like many newcomers, when they enter some Memecoins and with this speculation, when they just get introduced to the Web3 space through the memes, it's not that good, because they can have like high gains, but they can also get liquidated. So in that case, maybe they will just they will be like get angry, and they will like not come back anymore to the Web3 space, thinking that everything is like so speculative. So we should be in the big players in this space and big investors and like blockchains and stuff like that. They have to be very carefully when they are like inviting newcomers to the space to try some memes, and the mainstream also media from the Web3 should be very carefully advertising in general the memes. So currently the liquidity is there, like in the memes and in the AI projects. Yeah, but I believe that in 2025, I'm sure that there will be like GameFi narrative will be there, RWA will be there, and it will be, I think, I believe that it will be leading in 2025, because there are a lot of like the traditional brands that are also coming to the space, are releasing some interesting products, and the attention will be going there as well. About the DePin also, I believe that there will be many projects like combination of GameFi, DePin and AI, because also the biggest use case for the DePin also is in the GameFi, like for the 3D modeling, or for the decentralized cloud creation, or for other experiments that are like very much related to the game development. And also with the AI, for instance, with the Arena Games, we will be using the AI agents to manage the socials of the Web2 games, because when they come, we will be integrating them with the Web3 link, but for them it will be hard to start, let's say, communicating with the Web3 native community. So AI agents will help them to start like interaction. But yeah, like some components of the AI and DePin we will be adding as well, in partnership also with the decentralized cloud provider. We're also planning one project there. So I believe that there will be some good use cases with the combination of these three, AI, DePin, and GameFi. RWA, I believe that will be leading anyway in 2025. And but yeah, memes will be still there.
Definitely. While you're speaking about this, I come up with one more question. What's your opinion? How is the audience of this GameFi token? It's more about gamers, or it's more about investors who want to make money on tokens?
Yeah, sure. So this is very good question. So far, unfortunately, like the exposure to the GameFi was mostly with this mindset to make money. So also the big projects, they were like over promising going to the market, and then they were like more dedicated to develop their, let's say, the token strategy, not the product strategy. So that's why step by step the interest was going down. But now we're coming back with really big and valuable projects entering the space and like offering like real good products. And in GameFi in general, like whether it is like token use case or the NFT use case, the best and winning projects will be those that will be deploying like say on the Web3 with all the components like NFTs, for instance, but the users going there and playing those games will be with the mindset to have fun and not just to go there and make money. Of course, if you plus then make money, this is a really big driver. But first of all, the games, they should be like funny, and there should be like all the opportunity like to test these games and play the games. And then of course you can step by step integrate this type of, let's say, the mechanisms where people can compete or people can just speculate on some assets. But first of all, it should be like massively adopted by the players. And I believe that in a year or two there won't be we won't be like underlying so much like Web3 component in the games, because not most, but there will be hundreds and thousands of games using the Web3 components, like in invisible mode, like with the invisible wallet, with the NFT synchronization and other things. And the challenge will be like to increase the percentage of the players that will be transformed to the Web3 native users. And to this regard, we need the tools, that there are like some tools, but like more tools that are like decreasing the headache of the players, like to interact with the blockchain.
So if we want to make some conclusion, what is the challenges for GameFi industry right now? It could be manipulating on the tokens. That's why this adoption from Web2 is going not so good. UX and what else?
No, this was like as the industry is growing, we can compare the numbers. In 2020, there was like the market was like 600 million. Now it's like 14 billion, and it's expected to become like 10 times bigger in 5 years. So it's growing. So people are coming from a very big, let's say, the infamous Web2 companies like Riot Games or others. I won't name all, like PlayStation and others, Sony and everyone entering the Web3 space. So bringing there not only the money but the expertise there, bringing the IPs, as I mentioned, from Sega, Nintendo, or other big giants. So this is happening now. Everything is we are now in a very interesting period, because there are really high valuable projects that will be released soon. And that's why there won't be so big difference between the Web2 and Web3 player. As I mentioned, if the product is good and if the user does not his time to interact with the blockchain, for him it will be like, there won't be a big difference whether he's using like Web2 tools or Web3 tools. Plus, step by step, if you inform them, like convert them to the Web3 players, and if the percentage is high, you will be winning. So that's also what we're experimenting. When we onboard the Web2 player, he starts playing, he doesn't interact, like he's not paying the gas fees, we're doing the gas sponsoring, and he is also like interacting with the NFTs from the eShop. And each time he interacts to the blockchain without knowing that, we are sending them the email saying that, now you get this asset. So now you can place that on the marketplace, or you can stake it, or you can raffle it, these kind of things. And step by step, I believe that especially after this bull run, I hope that this bull run will last, I don't know, for a couple of years, at least 1.5 years or something at least. There will be a lot of new users inflow to this space. And with these quality products that I mentioned that are coming to the GameFi field, I believe that the retention will be much higher. We will keep these people, and these people then, with their referrals, will be bringing more and more people to the space.
Yes, so you mentioned that, I know that GameFi market this year, like 2024, worth around $90 billion of dollars, and there is expectations that GameFi market will be like worth more than $100 billion of dollars till the 2030. So how is it going with investments into blockchain gaming? You are experienced in that, so what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, this is like, as I mentioned, for the moment, the biggest liquidity is in AI and Memecoins, but in general, the GameFi is the constant narrative, and there is always chance and opportunity to raise the funds if you have the clear concept. And more, if before there were the investors anyway supporting some, so let's say some experiments. Now there is a lot of research on what works, what doesn't work, so it's easier for them to do the analysis. And I see that there is with this inflow of the famous brands coming, famous game developers coming to, development studios coming to the space, there is also first existing Web3 funds that are investing. Plus I see also the traditional funds that start investing in the GameFi, especially on the infrastructure side. And I believe that in Q1 2025 there will be still the number of the investments made in GameFi will dramatically increase. We believe that because this AI and meme hype will be a bit shifting also to some other sectors.
Yes, and you mentioned that you've already planned to do some AI agents, and maybe there is a really hype on tone games and this Hamster Kombat. I think it's overhyped at the moment. Do you have any plans to incorporate tone games?
Yeah, so Hamster Kombat and other this type of, let's say, the questing type of mix, I would call this mix of SocialFi and GameFi. These projects, they were successful on the Telegram, and then they choose to deploy their, let's say, the projects on the Ton blockchain. So there are the advantages and disadvantages in this type of let's say partnerships. So we're carefully thinking about with whom to move in strategic partnerships, and we're considering all the, let's say, the leading chains. Currently we're multi-chain. We're adding maybe at least one chain per month. And we are very much exposed to the Telegram. We have created the Telegram mini app constructor. Already 10 projects, more than 10 projects used our Telegram mini constructor and decreased their time and cost to release their type of SocialFi, GameFi projects. And also we have our own, let's say, Telegram mini app with the 2 million users there, and we have created all the modules that are needed to increase the retention and make it like more fun for the players. We have included in that SDK. So also in Q1 we will be doing type of an incubation accelerator with one of the famous game development studio from the Web 2 that is entering Web 3, and we will be giving the tooling, they will be giving the expertise on the user acquisition, with game design and other metrics, and we will be also bringing a lot of talented teams, I believe, that will be using this tooling. So we cannot deny that Telegram became a very good mean of user acquisition. For the rest, I mean, for the chains, we're still not taking these strategic moves with that chain that you mentioned.
Yeah, thank you. And what do you think? Why this Hamster Kombat became so popular? What's behind of this hype?
Yeah, in general, let's say they were like, it's a strong team. It's not like that people. It's not so easy, to come up with all this concept, with all this, let's say, the game design. So, what is the Hamster Component or other Telegram famous mini apps? The important thing there is the progress of the player. So it's not about the gameplay, it's about the progress, it's about the challenges there, questing, it's about the achievements. So they were very good in that. First is that they were first to push on that. They were very, very strong also in the marketing, in the general marketing, creating the expectation for the community. And so they leveraged that, let's say, this opportunity to have to have a really low cost for the user acquisition, and they came up with this interesting concept. But again, these are the projects that we're mentioning, and there are many others like Artisan, like Hamster, and others that went to the market. One thing is that is still that where we should all improve, in the space, is that when creating expectation with the airdrop, it's quite, let's say, not easy, but it's simplifying for you the user acquisition, right? So you are giving that expectation that then you will getting something. So we are working trying to find the tools and the concept that will be gaining community and having high retention, even without creating that expectation. So the products that will be funny and will be interesting to use, and not because we will be promising something in the future, right? So if let's say the projects that will find that this, let's say, that will fill this niche and this gap, I think they will be super successful, because for us it's important also for everyone in this space, when creating expectation, also you have to deliver. So it's always we need to be very, very careful when we are interacting with the million of the users in the communication, what we are promising. So that's why me personally, I believe in the products that are fun and nice to use without any creation of the expectations there.
Yeah, this is what I want to ask in terms of Arena Games, and what is your strategy to to stand out from other competitors in terms of user acquisition? And meanwhile, this is Hamster Kombat strategy is really cool, but it is not a long-term user acquisition story.
Yeah. I 100% agree with you. For instance, if we're talking about Hamster, like there were like millions of the registrations on the exchanges, and like from the Hamster, and the retention, like the people that went back after the airdrop, is less than 1%. So it's 0.7%. The users that went back after they received the airdrop and flipped that, right? So this is not the community building we believe that it's not like the best solution for us. So our KPI was that. So we start like exposing our project to the Telegram community, and first KPI was like to register on the Arena Games platform. Second KPI was like to do the transactions. Third was like to interact with one of the games and mint the NFTs. Fourth was to get the progress, like leveling, like to from the first level go to the second level. So meaning that this way we introduce to the community our real product, that is the platform for the games on the Web3, and the community that did all these all these tasks and became like level 2 in our tasking platform. We can we can say that they are real community that are familiar with our product, and they are giving their feedbacks. They are like very engaged on our social media or on our Twitter Spaces and one. So for us, this was the KPI. It was like not only the numbers, but people that really can become like our future ambassadors as well. And because we're like releasing the ambassador program in 2 weeks, so for us, it's at the moment I would say that it was quite successful. And in terms of the expectation, we never from our social media or from some we never mentioned that we will be dropping some enormous amounts of money and stuff like that. But everybody knows that the early supporters and adopters anyway, we are always trying to keep them close to us, and of course reward within our ecosystem. But it's not like the main driver, I believe, that we are offering in this space. In general, about the competitive analysis and about us, I can tell that we have already built the product, so this is something that works, and on a daily basis we're onboarding the, meaning that we're not like just promising what will be in the future. We have the working project, and of course with the integration of like DePin and AI, we'll try to improve all the time. And that's why I believe that what is the how we differ from the, for instance, single games. The platform benefit is that you come there, you get the one account, you interact with the different games, you have like weekly or daily new game listing, you accumulate some rewards, you can interact with the single NFT, you can unlock also different tournaments. So meaning that I believe that this concept has a good potential, and currently we reached some good milestones and numbers in the user base, and we will be building on that.
Yes, but if we speak about the another part of GameFi audience, if we speak about investors, do you think that GameFi is the industry where investors can make money in the next year?
So, investor, you mean the retail investor that are buying the tokens, or the investors that are supporting
buying tokens? Yes.
Okay, the investors that are buying the project tokens. So first of all, I would suggest the retail investors to check the projects when they discover their token through some influencers or streamers, and then go there and check whether there are real games there, or it's just an interesting the mock-up there design. And Of course, yeah, there are like some parameters. You always have to check the FDV, the market cap, the trading volumes, what they are like, team as well, like, the partnerships. And I believe anyway that currently the GameFi tokens are undervalued. So I believe that if you scout and do a portfolio of 5, 10 projects with the tokens, overall you will have a good gains. But you need to select like different projects and have like, because you have to mitigate your risk.
And as you mentioned, you are behind this popular Web3 event, the GameFi. What is the key takeaways you are discussing with the team after it, or what is your focus after the event? Because there is a really strong network, and you might have some, how would say, some research and some takeaways after the
Yes,
event.
sure. Yeah, after
For the industry, I mean.
yeah, honestly, yeah, one is from our events that we're getting like some insights and some interesting information. Also from big major events, when I go there as a visitor or speaker or whatever, I always come back with some, let's say, with like interesting takeaways from these conferences. One of the, let's say, very important and interesting this year was in Singapore Token 2049, and it was like really insightful for me. About our event, the GameFi, so it's I have created the GameFi as a founder, not as a, let's say, the person that wants to monetize through the events. So I'm trying to scout people that I believe that are like playing a very positive role in this space and that are like keen to share their experience and to spread like some objective information about the space, about the risks and opportunities. So yeah, mostly what we do is like we are like mixing, bringing like a lot of people here, like from the different countries and communities, and then trying also to unlock some opportunities locally and bridge this international experience with the local realities, like for instance with the national bank that is very active, or Ministry of Economy. We are like also working on the different projects with the help of the international experts that have been part of the GameFi.
So yeah, if you can continue the sentence, GameFi industry in the 2025 will
Explode. I believe
explode.
it. Yeah, I believe it will be like we should be very bullish on GameFi in 2025.
Yeah, so I think you told about your plans, but can you repeat once again what are like not only plans, but what goals has Arena Games?
Yeah, I mean the plans are like, first we are like targeting Q1 for the successful token listing. We will be going there like because anyway, as we're a platform, token plays a really, let's say, important and role in the to power the ecosystem, because it's like the utilities very much stick to the to our products, like the marketplace, eShop, and other tools. And second is that we are releasing some interesting projects, like in partnership with the famous Web2 gaming studios. So I believe that these are like some game changers. Why? Because these releases of the games, just as a release, is something that we have been doing also in the past, but this time we will be creating the successful use cases, not only for the user acquisition or the numbers of the transaction or NFTs, but also we will be concentrating on the revenue generation. So this way, it will be like it will decrease the, let's say, the time and the time for the game developers from the Web2 to make up their mind whether they want to experiment or release their products on the Web3, because the industry needs the successful cases, and with the successful cases you can go to any Web2 development companies, and it will be much easier for them to make up their mind whether they want to work with you or not. So we will be concentrating on this, let's say, the adding value on the tools and on the concepts that we have been experimenting already, and onboarding, like, I believe hundreds of the games by the end of the next year. I hope that we will be meeting again, and you will find at least 200, 300 games on our platform.
And if it is possible, can you spill the tea and tell us about the specific project you mentioned you want to partnership? If our podcast will be released in December, maybe you can name this project.
This is the quite famous Web2 publisher. The name is Top Nation. So with them we will be releasing the game.
Mm-hmm.
One of their games will be coming to our Web3 platform. We will be integrating our tooling there, and the game should be released by the end of the December, beginning of January.
Okay, so yeah, thank you a lot for your to be open to us, for your kindness, and for joining us today. We are very happy to have you, and we are ready to have you one more again if you have any upcoming news to tell. So thank you for joining.
Sure, thank you. I hope that it was I believe that we had a good time discussing all about the GameFi and the GameFi. So yeah, but for sure I will be updating you with all the relevant information. Hope to catch up with you soon, and all the best from here.
Yeah, and I wish that GameFi industry will pink Memecoins and AI.
Yeah, hopefully.
Will be the best.
Yeah, hopefully.